What's up, YouTube? It's Kenny again. Sitting here in this truck stop that I paid $30 to park in here in Chicago, and I don't have to leave for a while, and I wanted to make a couple of videos and throw them out today. It's going to be kind of different. I've already made one video, but I'll probably post this one first. Before we get started, I just want to give the normal disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a truck driver driving across the country researching and trading stocks, and I will not be held responsible for any moves you make in the stock market. Not ever. I'm not your mama, all right? You should be glad that I'm not a financial advisor, because if I was, I would not be telling you the stuff that I'm about to tell you, all right? And I've said this in another video before, and I'm going to say it again. And you can tell by the title, what we're going to talk about. Financial advisors are idiots, okay? They are telling you the wrong thing. They are telling people the wrong thing, okay? And, you can argue with me all you want, but, we're going to go through the logic of it here. And this may be kind of a short video, or I may go on a long rant. I'm not even sure, okay? So first of all, I want to say, I'm really honestly not trying to brag, okay, when I say I have a really high IQ, okay? I was tested when I was a child in school, and they wanted to skip me up some grades, and my parents wouldn't let them. I mean, my IQ is pushing 150, okay? I have a high IQ, and what that means is, it doesn't mean that I have to present as some genius or some shit like that. I don't care about whether people see me as being some super smart dude or whatever, and I didn't do well in school because I was like, fuck all y'all motherfuckers, I don't care nothing about this, and pretty much all the knowledge in my brain I taught myself over the years. I don't know. I for years I didn't think I was smart until I started getting older, and then I see all the dumbasses around me for what they are, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to talk bad about anybody, and I'm not trying to brag. I'm just trying to say that I see things with a different set of eyes than a lot of people do. It has showed throughout my life that, I have a buddy who's smart, and we'll do some work together, side jobs sometimes, and he's always like, you sure you hadn't done this before? How come everybody else I bring out here, they can't figure this shit out, but you figure it out right off the bat? It's because I see things a little bit differently, I can look at a thing and see what's right in front of me with common sense and practical knowledge, and be able to know what needs to be done without being told. And that's why I didn't do well in school, because, okay, you told me how to do this. Now I know how to do this. Why do I have to do it 30 times on a piece of paper? Fuck that. I'm not doing it. And, it's just, has been actually a problem for me throughout my life, because other people, on the whole, most other people do not have the ability to do those types of things. So society, the education system, etc., is geared towards those types of people, and it doesn't necessarily work well for people like me. Okay, but anyway, so the point of that is to say that when I first started researching all this stuff and how to trade, and what's the best way to do these things and build money for my retirement and stuff like that, I watched a ton of videos and looked at a ton of information from financial advisors, M1 Finance videos, all these different videos that I watched, and I looked at the way they were telling me to do things, and I was like, this fucking stupid. This don't make no sense, And now, looking back, and after I've been doing this for a while, it feels like it's dumbasses telling other dumbasses to do some dumb shit. And then they've done it for so long that now everybody just thinks that's the way you're supposed to do it, and that's the best way to do it, but when I look at it from a logical standpoint, I'm like, this is stupid. Why are y'all doing it this way? And so let's talk about that, okay? What a financial advisor will tell you is they'll tell you to get yourself a retirement account, a Roth IRA, or an IRA, or whatever kind of retirement account, okay? And they'll tell you to start putting money in there, and to just put it in mutual funds, ETFs, index funds, stuff like that, and never touch it. Never touch that, okay? And then if you want to trade some stocks, go start you a Webull or Robinhood or something like that and trade you some stocks, but don't ever trade no stocks in your retirement account, okay? That's what they'll tell you. And that's what everybody thinks is the thing to do for some stupid ass reason. I don't understand why, okay? But look at it from a logical standpoint, okay? In a Roth IRA, like what I'm doing, okay, I can trade in and out of the same stock multiple times in a 2-week period. I can buy a stock and sell it 2 days later. I don't have to hold a stock for a year. I don't have to worry about the wash sale rule. None of that. I can trade all I want in that Roth IRA, and there are zero taxes. Zero taxes, guys. No taxes associated with that. If I do that same thing in my Webull account, in a cash account, every time I sell a stock, I got to shave off that for taxes. Then I can't buy that stock again for like 90 days or 30 days or something, because then it's a wash sale rule, and there's all these rules associated with it that fuck your taxes all up. You got to hold a stock for a year in order to be able to get a decent tax benefit off of it. Otherwise, it's taxed just like regular income. You got to pay a whole bunch of taxes on it. There's just all of these rules and taxes and taxes and taxes associated with making these weekly, daily, monthly moves in a regular stock trading account. But when I do that in my Roth IRA, I don't have to worry about any of that. It's just taxes free, tax free, totally tax free in the Roth IRA. I don't even have to pay taxes on it. If I wait till I'm 65 and retire and pull it out, I still don't have to pay no taxes on it. So it makes zero sense to do it the way the financial advisor is telling you. He's telling you to do things in such a way that's going to give you the highest tax burden, okay? Now think about when you do it the other way, okay? So I'm trading a bunch of money. I'm trading stocks all the time on my Roth IRA. It's not costing me anything in taxes. I can buy the exact same things in that cash account, okay? If I buy those mutual funds, index funds, stuff like that in that cash account and don't touch that, okay? When I retire in 10 years, all I have to pay is long-term capital gains tax. What that means is I'm going to pay less in taxes on those gains than I would pay if I had a 401k or a traditional IRA, okay? Because with a traditional IRA, when you retire, that money that you're withdrawing is taxed like income. So you're basically paying short-term capital gains tax on shit that you've had in there for 20 years. Whereas if I dump a bunch of money into a cash account, I can just hold it for a couple years and then I pay the long-term capital gains tax. So why would you not do your long-term stuff in the cash account and your short-term stuff in the IRA, in the Roth IRA, or any IRA? Because you can trade in there and you don't have a tax bill at the end of the fucking year. If you do it the other way around, you got this huge tax bill from this cash account that you're doing all this trading in every year, and then when you retire, you got to pay taxes on that at the level of as income, and you don't get the benefit of long-term capital gains tax when you retire, unless you're in a Roth IRA where there's no taxes, okay? But you can't put as much in a Roth IRA. So, guys, the current way that these dumbasses are telling you to do stuff is stupid, okay? Now, there is, like I've said before in the past, if you're trying to make money so that you can buy a car next year, then it's true that the cash account, you're probably going to get a better benefit out of that, especially if you hold stuff for that whole year and you get the long-term capital gains tax. But it just doesn't make any sense to me why you would not do it the other way around. Like you can like, say you put $12,000 into a Roth IRA, okay, in a Roth IRA. Say you put $12,000 in there, and you've turned that $12,000 into $22,000, let's just say. You can pull your $12,000 out of there, tax-free, penalty-free, leave the $10,000 in gains in there, and still keep trading with it, okay? And then you've got some long-term stuff in your cash account, and you've held it for longer than a year. You can cash that out, pay your little 15% long-term capital gains tax on it, and you've got you a big old wad of money, okay? Doesn't that make more sense than paying taxes every year because of your trading? Like, I'm not going to have any taxes from my trading because everything that I've got in the cash account, I have not sold. I have not sold anything in there, so I don't owe any taxes. And the longer I hold it, the less taxes. I mean, as long as I hold it over a year, I will pay less taxes on it than I would if I pulled it out of a 401k when I retired. Penalty free, but the taxes would be taxed as income. And capital gains, long-term capital gains tax is less than what you pay for income. So it's dumb, guys. It's dumb to do it that way. I mean, unless you think you're going to get rich in the next 5 years. And even still, if you were, you could still drain the Roth IRA. You'd have to pay penalties and taxes, okay? But you could still drain it with the gains and everything. And I just, it doesn't make sense to me, guys. It doesn't make sense to me how they're all telling you to do shit. It's, like I said, it's dumbasses telling people who don't know anything about this stuff to do the wrong thing, and they've done it for so many years, and for so long they've been promoting this idea of how to do things that everybody just assumes it's the right thing to do without even really having the ability to look at things the way they are and see why that is the worst choice, like why that is not the way you should be doing it. It just doesn't. If anybody can point out why I'm wrong in the comments, you go ahead and try. You go ahead and try, all right? Because it's not going to happen. Because I'm telling you, I'm seeing this for what it is, and I'm looking at it for what it is. And I'm telling you that these motherfuckers are telling you to do shit the dumbass way. They are. Okay? That's just all there is to it. Like, I mean, I went to great lengths to talk about how I have a high IQ, okay? And that's not to brag. That's to maybe give myself a little bit of credibility. You know, my IQ, according to statistics, is higher than like 90% of people, okay? So when I tell you that I can see things that, you know, I look at things and see the practical, logical things that other people can't necessarily see, who present as really smart people, because like I said, the education system is geared towards these people. So they go to school, they go to college, they seem real smart and stuff, you know, but on the inside, like that's all like book knowledge. That's all like knowledge that was beat into their brain by this system. That's not intelligence. There's a difference between knowledge and intelligence, okay? And when these people are telling you to do this shit, it's because some book and some financial person and somebody else told them that this was the way, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, this is the way. But there's no real critical thinking that's put into it. But when you look at this for what it is, and you're like, wait a minute, like why are they, what the fuck are these dumbasses thinking? Like, you know how many people like are retiring right now and paying way more in fucking taxes than they need to, and how many people are like just doing this totally backwards and going their whole life trading stocks the whole rest of their life in their little Webull or Charles Schwab or whatever, just regular stock accounts, and having these huge fucking tax bills every year, or missing out on gains that they could have had because they couldn't trade the same stock within 90 days, or they had to hold the stock a year so they didn't have to pay all these taxes. You know, like, it just makes no fucking sense, guys. So I'm going to end the video here. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, all right? I'm not, okay? I'm just a smart dude who looks at things how they are and wonders what the fuck a lot of these dumbasses are thinking when they're telling you all this shit they're telling you, okay? You know, and I'm not opposed to changing my point of view. So like I said, if you know why I'm wrong, tell me down in the comments. And if you're actually correct, I'll be able to recognize that, and I will, you know, like rethink the way I'm viewing things, you know. But as it stands, I do not think you're going to be able to do that. And the people who try are probably going to post some shit down there that I'm going to think, what are they thinking? You know, because I'm telling you that I see this shit for what it is. So anyway, thanks for watching. Some real talk about how everybody's telling y'all to do shit and why they're wrong. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it.